Donna gently laid Alex on the bed and sat beside him, brushing a strand of hair from his face. Their eyes met, and for a long moment neither spoke. Having lived her whole life as a woman, Donna had no experience managing the surging instincts of a male body. The same was true for Alex. His mind, trained in science and medicine, struggled to process the overwhelming storm of emotions his new body carried. "Do you trust me?" Donna whispered. Alex hesitated, then gave a small nod. Donna leaned in, pressing a tender kiss to his lips. It felt strange, unsettling even, to be embraced by someone who appeared so different yet was still his wife. But there was reassurance in her touch. For the first time since the accident, he allowed himself to let go of fear and simply lean into the moment. For years, their marriage had followed unspoken patterns, Alex the decisive, guiding figure, Donna the gentle counterpart. But tonight, everything was reversed. Donna's newfound strength and confidence contrasted against Alex's fragile uncertainty. They both felt the weight of their swapped roles as they held one another, realizing how much of marriage was built not on physical form, but on trust and love. The night passed with whispered conversations, stolen kisses, and a quiet determination to make sense of their new reality together. They promised each other they would face tomorrow's challenges hand in hand, no matter how strange things had become. The next morning, Alex stirred first. His instincts, sharpened by decades of Donna's routine, urged him to rise early, tend to the house, and prepare for the day. He caught himself almost falling into old habits, shaking his head with a smile at the irony of it all. Donna joined him shortly, guiding him gently through the motions of her usual morning routine. She showed him how to arrange his hair, how to apply light makeup, and how to choose an outfit that would appear natural to their son. Alex was awkward, fumbling at first, but Donna's patience steadied him. Jeff, meanwhile, awoke upstairs with a head full of plans. He had overheard just enough to suspect that his father's mysterious machine had been tested. If it could truly change someone, maybe it could help him finally succeed in school. While his parents were busy keeping their strange new secret, Jeff's curiosity only grew stronger. As Alex fastened the final buttons on his dress, Donna caught him studying his reflection with conflicted eyes. She reached out, squeezed his hand, and reminded him softly, "It's only temporary. Tomorrow we'll fix it. But today, just be me. And I'll be you." Alex nodded. Nervous though he was, there was also a flicker of wonder inside him. Perhaps this bizarre twist of fate was not only a problem to solve, but an opportunity neither of them had ever imagined. Jeff came downstairs to find something he had never witnessed before, his father moving about the kitchen as if he were the one showing his mother where everything belonged. To Jeff, raised in the 1960s with certain expectations, it was an odd and almost unbelievable sight. He ate his breakfast quietly, glancing back and forth in amazement, but said nothing. The sound of a car horn outside reminded him that Smitty was waiting in the driveway. Jeff quickly kissed his mother on the cheek, said goodbye to his father, and dashed out the door. As the front door closed, Alex and Donna exchanged a long look and released a shared sigh of relief. They had narrowly avoided questions they weren't ready to answer. Once Jeff was gone, they hurried through the dishes and made their way to the laboratory. Alex, clumsy with the two small kitchen gloves, let Donna move ahead to check the equipment. Inside the lab, they carefully went through every wire, every glowing vacuum tube, searching for what had gone wrong the day before. After nearly an hour, Donna spotted the culprit, a tube with no light inside. "That explains why it failed," Alex said in Donna's soft voice, peering at the lifeless part. "The heater element is gone." They quickly replaced the faulty piece, and soon the machine hummed to life once more. Each of them hesitated with the strange helmets in hand. The memory of the previous night lingered not in scandal, but in the deep and unexpected closeness they had discovered while inhabiting each other's forms. Part of them wanted to switch back immediately. Another part wanted to pause, just a little longer. Their indecision was broken by the sharp sound of the doorbell. They froze. It rang again. Both knew they couldn't ignore it. Alex's practice often brought parents in desperate need of help. Reluctantly, they set the helmets down and answered. Instead of a worried parent, a man in a neat suit stood on the porch. Sam Badall, Channel 7 News, he introduced himself. Dr. Stone, I heard about how you saved a man's life last night. Would you mind demonstrating the technique on air for our viewers? Before Alex could react, Donna smiled confidently. I'd be happy to. She thought it could be handled quickly, then they would return to the machine. But before they could, the telephone rang. Donna picked up, and her face turned pale. A nurse at the hospital spoke quickly. There had been a school bus accident. They needed Dr. Stone immediately. In an instant, the reporter was forgotten. The Stones rushed to the car, reasoning that since Donna now carried Alex's medical knowledge, she could lead treatment. Alex, in Donna's body, would assist where possible. At the hospital, chaos filled the emergency ward. Thankfully, the injuries were not as dire as first feared: cuts, scrapes, and frightened children more than anything. For hours, Donna calmed young patients, dressed wounds, and reassured parents, while Alex comforted those waiting outside. Together, they worked tirelessly. The news team filmed much of it, capturing both of them in action. By the end of the day, exhausted but relieved, they were hailed as heroes. When they finally returned home, they barely had time to reheat leftovers before Jeff came bursting in with wide eyes and wild rumors he'd heard at school. His parents gently corrected him. No one had been lost, thank heaven. The boy calmed, though a spark of curiosity about his father's mysterious machine still burned in his mind. That evening, the family sat together to watch the 6 o'clock news. On screen, Jeff saw his parents praised as heroes and angels of mercy. His chest swelled with pride. Donna switched off the television afterward, and for a moment the room was silent. Alex, still in his wife's form, leaned against Donna's shoulder, seeking comfort. They had shared something remarkable, not only as a married couple, but now as partners navigating an extraordinary secret. Whatever tomorrow brought, they knew they had each other. That night, while his parents sat close together in the living room, still caught up in the strange closeness their situation had created, Jeff quietly slipped away. He crept into his father's laboratory, eyes wide at the sight of wires, tubes, and blinking lights across the workbench. He didn't understand it all, but he was determined to learn. This was the key, the learning machine his father had always spoken about. And if he could figure it out, maybe it could save his grades and his future. When he rejoined his parents a few minutes later, he asked to see the machine properly. Playing his part as mother, Alex excused himself to wash the dishes, leaving Donna to give Jeff a careful tour. She answered every question her son asked more patiently than usual, even going so far as to explain step by step how the device was meant to be operated. She was proud to see her son finally interested in something beyond sports. Jeff listened intently, filing away every detail. But in the back of his mind, Jeff was already scheming. If he could get his sister Mary to help, willingly or not, he could use this invention to transfer her study habits into himself. His grades were slipping badly, and the thought of being benched from the team was unbearable. The machine could be a salvation. Later, upstairs, Donna slid an arm around Alex's narrow shoulders and led him gently toward their room. Jeff, meanwhile, pressed his ear to the thin wall in his closet, straining to catch the muffled sounds from the adjoining bedroom. He had eavesdropped before, but tonight the noises were different, more intense, more emotional than he had ever heard. His mind wandered back to his own plans, but eventually exhaustion overtook him, and he fell asleep imagining the day his parents would finally be proud of his grades. The next morning, Alex woke later than usual, still adjusting to the routines of his wife's body. Even simple things like how to move, how to get dressed, how to start the day felt foreign. Donna coached him patiently, teaching him little details, how to style his hair, how to apply makeup properly, even how to smooth stockings without snagging them. Alex marveled at the strange mix of awkwardness and comfort that came with wearing the feminine clothes she laid out for him. For Donna, the adjustment to masculinity had come quicker. She carried herself with confidence, took charge in crises, and even felt a sense of pride in her ability to lead. It wasn't just about strength, it was about the realization that she could step into Alex's world and excel there too. By the time Jeff woke, the household was bustling again. He came down to see his father bustling about the kitchen, helping Mother with the morning routine, and shook his head in disbelief. Something about his parents felt different, but he couldn't place it. He kissed his mother goodbye, grabbed his books, and dashed out to meet his friend Smitty. Upstairs, Alex and Donna exchanged knowing looks. They had bought themselves another day. The machine waited downstairs, ready to be tested again. But so did Jeff's secret plans that, unbeknownst to them, would soon change everything. Alex was smiling as he prepared breakfast for his son. Life still felt surreal, but in its own strange way, he was adapting. Jeff hurried down just before Smitty honked outside. Alex handed him a couple of sausage biscuits as he dashed for the door, already half out of the house. Donna came up behind Alex, wrapping her strong arms around his much smaller frame. "You know," she teased, "a girl could get used to being the guy in this relationship. What would you say if I suggested we stayed like this just a little longer?" Alex turned to look up at her, conflicted. Part of him wanted to protest, but Donna's playful grin and unexpected confidence made it impossible for him to say no. Their kiss ended the debate, leaving Alex quietly unsettled by how natural it was beginning to feel. Later that morning, Alex kept Donna's beauty parlor appointment, using the excuse that the machine might cause them to lose consciousness again. Madge, the beautician, immediately remarked on the glow Alex carried, a relaxed, almost radiant look she hadn't seen before. Alex, though nervous at first, soon found himself enjoying the attention. His hair was washed, rolled, set, and styled. His nails buffed and polished. Even the casual chatter with the stylists felt oddly comforting. By the time he returned home, Alex felt both pampered and unsettled by how much he had enjoyed the experience. The afternoon brought new tension. Jeff had been secretly planning his move. He knew Mary would be home by 5, and when their parents announced they were heading out for dinner that evening, he saw his opportunity. If he could get Mary to use the learning machine with him, he was certain he could boost his grades and stay on the football team.